Hare Krishna. Welcome to the 8th episode of the Bhagavad Gita study. So after Krishna chastises Arjun, he immediately takes the position of Guru and he starts giving him the perfect knowledge, Gyan. The first knowledge he wants to give Arjun is about his own self. Who is Arjun? So he tells him that Ashochananvashochasto Prajnavadanshcha bhashase Gatasuna Gatasunshcha Nanu Shochanti Panditah. He says that you are lamenting for what is not lamentable, but you are talking like a Pandit. So what is not lamentable? The very thing that he was concerned about, death of so many people. So the bodies will be destroyed. But here, Krishna is telling Arjuna that you are not the body. You are a soul. So this is a very, very first important information given to all of us through Arjuna. So, soul, what is this soul? What are the characteristics of soul? We cannot see the soul. Then how to know about it? And therefore, Bhagavad Gita, the supreme science, it tells us so many things about soul. So in today's episode, we'll be understanding what is soul, the living entity. That means our own self. The soul is eternal. Being the part and parcel of God, just like God is eternal, eternal means someone who doesn't have a beginning and who doesn't have an end. That is called eternal. So in the same way, the soul is also eternal. Secondly, soul is individual. That means it has got its individual existence, and never in the past and never in the future will it get destroyed or get merged into the absolute truth. It is confirmed in this shloka, Nattvevaham jatu nasam, Nattvam naime janadipaha, Nachaiva na bhavishyamah, Sarve vayam atah param. It is said that this soul, Krishna says that you, myself, and all these kings on the battlefield, they were never one and they will never become one. They will always remain separate, individual living entities. So we are all individual. We will never lose our existence, our अपना असणे, हमारा होना, वो कभी नहीं destroy होगा. Then we are part and parcel of God. The soul, just like the sun rays, they come from sun. In quality, they are same as God, but sun is sun and the ray is a ray. In quantity, we are different. Similarly, the ocean and a drop of ocean, the chemical composition of the drop of the water is the same as the chemical composition of the ocean water. But ocean is a big, large body of water and a drop is a small drop. So in quality, it is same, but in quantity, it is different. In the same way, God and living entity, in quality, they are same, but in quantity, God is infinite and the soul is infinitesimal. भगवान विभू है और आत्मा अणु है. So this we have to understand. Then another information about soul is unborn. He does not take birth and he does not die. It is the body which takes birth and it is the body which dies. So what happens to the soul? The soul just travels from one body to another, having different experiences. Then the soul is indestructible. Nainan chindanti shastrani, nainan dahati pavakah, na chainan kledayantyaapo, na shoshayati marutah. It is said the soul cannot be cut into pieces. It cannot be burned by fire. It cannot be withered by the wind, or it cannot be wetted by water. So that means it is eternal and it is indestructible. Then soul is also immeasurable. Balagra shatabhagasya shatada kalpitasya cha. It is said that the hair, now hair is so insignificant, but then the tip of the hair, if we take the diameter of that, how small will be that tip of the hair? If that tip of the hair is cut into 100 pieces, and that one piece of that is further cut into 100 pieces, that size is the size of the soul. It's given in the scriptures, which means that it is very, very immeasurable. So it is also immutable. So soul never undergoes the changes, the 6 changes that the body goes through. The human body, it goes through various changes. It is born as a shishu, then it becomes a balak, then it becomes kishor avastha, then yuvak avastha, then there is praud avastha, and then there is vriddha avastha, and then finally the human dies. So there are these various transformations of the body, but these transformations the soul doesn't have to go through. So it is also immovable, means it is everywhere. It is sarvagatah. It is everywhere. The soul is situated in the region of heart. That is another information about the soul. It is swimming in between the 5 life airs, the pranavayu, the apanavayu, the samanavayu, the udanavayu, the vyanavayu. So it is floating at the region of heart. So how do we understand that soul exists? That is the next scientific question, a doubt. So our own individual consciousness can make us aware that yes, soul exists. I am the soul. Let us have a scientific approach. If we take what is the fundamental unit of the body? The fundamental unit of the body is cell, and the life of the cell is 7 years. So after 7 years, the body, which is made up of cells only, whether it is muscles or blood or skin or hair, everything is made up of cell. So when this cell dies, a new set of cell is created. So after 7 years, because cell is the fundamental unit of the body is made up of cell, the entire body cell, they die and a new set of cell has come. That means the entire body is a new body after 7 years. After 14 years, again that body also dies and a new set of cell has come. A new body is formed. At 21, another new body. At 28, another new body. Now, after so many years, if a person shows me the photograph of his, when he was born, he says, this is me, this is my mother, this is my father. And if I say, sorry, according to the scientific and empirical protocol, this is not you, because all the cells have died and this is a new person, the person would say, no, I am the same person. I still remember my mother, my father. I am the same person. So, do we have got a different Aadhaar card after 7 years? Do we have got a different passport after 7 years? Because the body has changed? No, it is the same. That means the person has not changed. But when the entire body has changed, who has not changed? It is the existence of soul confirmed that yes, It is that soul which has not changed and who is pervading in the body, in the entire body. So this is one way of understanding scientifically how soul exists. Just like a car has got a driver. Without the driver, the car cannot move. In the same way, the body cannot move without the soul inside it. It is common sense to understand when a person dies, people say वो चला गया, he passed away. अरे कौन चला गया? ये तो है यहीं पर पड़ी हुई है, शरीर तो यहाँ पे पड़ा हुआ है. हाँ? They say no, he has gone. So just by common sense we understand that the soul has left. The intuitive understanding. When I say this is my hand, I don't say this is I hand. My hand. So this hand belongs to me. It is not me, it belongs to me. I say my nose, my eyes. So my body. So who am I? Again, through intuitive understanding we can understand that soul is different from the body which exists. So consciousness is another very, very important aspect by which we can understand. Like we have got photosynthetic machines, you know. If you put them during the sunset at Mathiran, it will give you the messages. I see a red light, I see a red light, I see a red light. But that is just a machine. But when you see two lovebirds sitting at Mathiran and there is a sunset, the boy suddenly starts making poems on the girl because of his consciousness. For him, it is not just a red light. He starts making wonderful poems. अशा ह्या सुंदर नभाच्या खाली तुझं सौंदर्य पाहता मी झालो मूर्छित. Something like that. So there is a consciousness, there is a feeling that he goes through. There is an experience, a human experience, the spiritual experience, which is experienced by the spirit. So it is not possible without the soul. So therefore, if we can understand these things, there is another way, near-death experience. We can find many scientific journals which give this information about when the person had died and for some minutes the body was declared dead, and then the soul returns back and the body, and then such patients, they have described how they had a journey, and it is really worth reading. Once in the operation theater, when the operation was going on, the patient, he was around 5 feet above the body, and that soul was actually watching the doctor operating his own body. So such cases are reported, and that patient next day told to the doctor that he was speaking these words and he was doing this while the operation was going on. So it was to the amazement of the doctor. How can a patient who was under GA, under anesthesia, general anesthesia, how can this person speak all these things about me? So these are some scientific records in the scientific journals which tell us about the existence of soul. So in this way, in this part of the second chapter, from 11th verse to the 30th verse, we have understood the characteristics of the soul. Stay tuned for further study. Hare Krishna.